What should I sidechain? Let's find out. Sidechaining, to my understanding, is basically where one signal triggers another signal. Often this is compression. It can be EQ. I'm sure there are effects like you can sidechain and that'll cause a reverb. That is kind of what sidechain is, to my understanding. I have this really bad sounding synth. That is not very inspiring at all. I also have this 4 to the floor kick. Also not very inspiring. What if we merge them together with sidechain? To do that, I'm just pulling up a compressor in Studio One, turning it on, and I'm clicking the sidechain button, and I'm using the input, which is impact mono 1, which is my kick. I tend to just click auto and then adaptive because it usually feels pretty good. If the pulse is wrong, you can tweak it, but generally this does get it right. And then let's just play around with the threshold. So while I'm pulling this threshold down, it is compressing. So you might want to just move with the sidechain once you've got it kind of dialed in a little bit so you're not over compressing. What if we added 100% reverb to that synth sound and then sidechain that? Cool, off to a good start. What other things can we sidechain? So here I have a guitar line that I've pulled from Splice, I believe. Sounds cool, let's sidechain it. I'm just going to drag the same settings over. This is where you might want to play with, say, the attack and release. I might want to have the first note of the guitar to come in and then the sidechain to clamp down afterwards. So I would make it a slower attack. To get that pulse. Very fun. What if we wanted to use, say, EQ and sidechain that? But this is Studio One, so it might be a little bit different in whatever DAW you're using. But to do it, I'm just going to click this sidechain, and again, mono 1. This is less good with a kick. This might be better if you're mixing and you want to, say, sidechain a synth to a guitar because they're clashing, and you might want, when the synth makes a sound, you want the guitar to dip it out, basically. So that's what you would do, but I'm just using a kick in this case, so I need to remember how to do this. Sidechain. You know what? This is a silly example because this is just an analysis sidechain, but it's still handy. So basically what it's going to show me is where the kick is and then where my frequency is for the guitar. So what I'm seeing is it shows it more red where it's overlapping or masking. But basically, I don't want there to be too much guitar where the kick is pulsing. Handy. I have this vocal that I have pulled from one sample library that I have. I don't know where from, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 FX sends. I'm going to create one for reverb. I'm just going to put that in with this. Always sounds good. Then I'm going to add one more, and this will be for delay. Call it V-delay for vocal delay and V-verb for vocal verb. So that sounds good. The issue is it's kind of all-encompassing. The delay and reverb is always there, so it can easily get a bit messy. Keep in mind, this is way too loud. You'd probably want to have these signals a little bit softer, but for the sake of this tutorial, I suppose, I want to keep it pretty loud. So where you would use sidechain is pretty much, it's compression again. So we'll bring up a compressor. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a sidechain from this vocal to this delay to duck the delay whilst the vocal is actually singing, and then in the space in between it opens and the delay appears. This is probably not the best example for this particular vocal because it's quite busy, but if you had a vocal that was like da 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 and there was a space and then da da da, this would work really well. So again, I'm just going to click these and then let's just listen to what it sounds like. And this also might be a case for controlling these myself because I want to figure out when they kind of come in, and I might want to fast release. I'm going to do a real quick job of this, but basically listen when he's singing, you won't hear it, and then when I pause, you hear it. Like it pops up open. Again, not the best example because it's a kind of busy vocal, but that's one use case that's really handy that I do quite a lot. Some delays will actually have a ducking feature, which is just this basically. We can obviously also do this to the reverb as well. So just listen in this gap here. Maybe what I'll do to kind of really emphasize it is I'll just kill that space. Didn't sound great, but that is kind of the idea of using it. Another use case for sidechaining is by using a plugin like Track Spacer, which is basically a dynamic EQ. So again, we'll send a kick into this. So pretty much what this is doing is it's finding the frequencies that overlap and then it is automatically ducking them for us dynamically. Really handy if you have a bus with instruments and then you have this plugin on it and you send a vocal to it so it ducks where the vocals are kind of existing. I have made a video on this, but you can also use this for bass and kick. So you put it on a bass guitar and then when the kick hits, the bass dips in that kind of space that they share. Again, this is probably not the best example because I need something that's lower with the kick, but that's pretty easy to actually let's listen to it. You can hear the kind of low end on the synth, the bass disappear and give space for the kick, which is really handy. Obviously, you can do sidechaining with other kick patterns. You can do sidechains with other drums, snares, anything you want. Pretty much the idea is you use a sidechain is a trigger and then a result. And often that's compression or dynamic EQ. You can use a lot of things in creative ways using sidechains, and a lot of plugins have it. So I recommend you just try it out, see how you go, and have fun with it because it can be really fun. Don't overuse it, but definitely experiment. If you found this video helpful, hit like, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. If you use Studio One, there's a free bundle of presets that I've made, presets and templates. You can get that for free in the link below. I also have a weekly newsletter called The Producer Place. You can sign up for that. I'm sending out goodies that I'm using and finding every week. It's pretty chill, pretty small, but if you want to stay in the loop, sign up for that. And finally, if you're in need of a mixing engineer or a producer, you can check out some of my work. You can contact me through my website linked below. Have a great day. I'll catch you next video. Goodbye.